The rest of the day here at Hobbymaker, and a big thank you to the lovely Nigel May for taking us through to this point. Now, it's my job to see you right the way through until 9 o'clock this evening, and we have got some fabulous shows ahead of us, kicking off with Polka Doodles.
Hello.
The lovely Nikki joining me. How you doing?
Great. It's been ages since we've worked together.
Too long, way too long. And I have to say, your creativity and what you bring to us, I just love it when you're here. So,
thank you.
and I know you had a very busy show earlier on.
We did, yeah.
And we've got more things to share with you in this hour. And the good news is everything is available now. So you can go ahead and have a look on the website. There's a lot to go through, so it'll take us a while to get through everything. So it'd be a good idea for you to do exactly that, jump ahead and go and have a little look. We've got a couple of projects that I think you're going to love, ready for Father's Day. Kicking off with this fabulous frame.
Yeah, absolutely. So we thought, well, you know, I know it's only a couple of weeks away, but we're going to get this out to everyone as soon as possible.
Okay.
And it's actually really quick to decorate.
Love it.
So we just, I wanted to make something for my dad, so this is kind of why we've brought this. So it's just this cute little frame. It's a photo frame, so you're going to be able to put a photo. Basically, it fits a 4x6 photo.
Just show you? So you've kind of got that groove there, so you can pop that in the back, or it could be like a little blackboard or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it doesn't just have to be for Father's Day. It's just world's number one.
Yeah.
My dad's birthday is coming up soon, so you know it could be for that as well.
Yeah.
But it's just a really nice, cute little project. Maybe it's for the kids.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, it's the sort of thing they can do as well. It literally just slots in, really easy. All you're going to need is some PVA glue, and you just glue the bits into position, and then just put your, you know, whatever sentiment you want in there, whether it's a sentiment or whether it's a photograph. I think it'd be nice with a family photo in there.
Absolutely, yeah, definitely.
So you can see it's just got not lots of pieces, really quick to decorate as well.
Beautiful.
So, you know, it's entirely up to you how you want to decorate it. I think it kind of looks nice in those blues. I mean, I like, with MDF kits, I actually like leaving the wood a lot of the
wood
time.
that you work with, I mean, it's got a lovely finish.
Yeah, it has,
So
we use a really good quality.
Yeah.
And, you know, you don't get too much burn marks, because when it's lasered, obviously it does burn around the edges. But we try not to have too many burn marks. But, I mean, I just did this in some blues and a little bit of metallic. I rubbed a little bit of wax over what I did, and it took no time at all. I actually decorated the white of the frame here is done with a white ink pad.
Oh,
and that's what I
love.
That's what I love about MDF. You can either paint it, you can ink it. So I mix everything. I've got some acrylic markers that I use pencils, alcohol markers. It'll literally take almost anything.
And that's the beauty of it. So if you're not necessarily into your MDF, but you're into your stamping or other bits and pieces, and you're thinking, well, that'd be brilliant as a Father's Day gift, still get involved with this, because you will have things in your crafty stash that you'll be able to use. And I have to say, this is a phenomenal price, because normally you're shopping for this at £9.99, but now it's just £6.99. Brilliant value, and you are loving it. We're okay to make and sell with these?
Absolutely, you can. So if you're selling at craft fairs, fill your boots, and that's kind of why we put it in at this low price, because I wanted it to be a project that doesn't cost the earth, that you can make with the kids if you want to, or maybe it's the grandkids.
That's true.
It would be really nice. And we've already been asked for lots of other other names for this. So watch out for others coming, because there will be you know, granddad and mum and all of those as well.
Love it.
Yeah, make and sell as many as you want.
Fabulous. Already over 10% of the stock is gone, so do make sure you're checking out your basket as soon as you're popping that in there, because we don't want anybody missing out on this one at all. So if you're in the mood for a little kind of Father's Day project, you might want to check out the next item, which I think personally is phenomenal value for money, because you'd normally be shopping for this at £16.99, but you're not. It's coming right the way down to just £9.99, and this is incredible value for money.
It is, yeah. And we're giving you the clock mechanism here as well, so you're literally going to be able to make a clock. Now, again, this was really easy to do. So, you know, you're just basically going to have 2 layers here. And on mine, I haven't even glued them together, actually. But I would recommend that you do. It just makes it a little bit more stable. And then you can decorate this as much as you like. Because it's that male project, you can leave a lot of, like there, I've left loads of the wood.
That MDF layer below looks beautiful.
It does. And it's just, it creates like quite a rustic handmade look, and that's what you want. You want it to look like you've put some effort in, but actually it's very little effort, really.
Love it.
So it's just in 2 pieces. and literally the words just stick on top of the other bit.
Nice and
you've got
easy.
your little numbers. It's really easy. We give you full colour instructions for this as well. So
Okay.
you've got, I mean, really it doesn't need any instructions. It's just really about how to assemble the clock mechanism.
Okay.
So you've got those 2 pieces there and you just colour it. So again, I've mixed paint, I've mixed ink, and I've mixed acrylic markers as well. So
All work
paint
together
markers,
well.
and you know, it just, just do it how you like. You know, maybe your dad likes green.
Yeah,
maybe
yeah,
he's a
follow it,
fisherman and he
yeah.
likes blues and greens.
Yeah.
Colour it how you
Or
want.
it's going in a
It's up to you.
specific room or an office or
Yeah,
something like that.
absolutely, yeah.
Love it. All you need to do is add your batteries and that clock will get kickstart and off it will go. And it is something that will be treasured for many, many years to come, I am sure. Now, if you fancy getting something for yourself, then you might like to check out these because these are beautiful. Now, you're actually going to get 3 of these coming together. And this is an amazing deal because all 3 of those coming together are just going to set you back £12.99.
Yeah,
Wow.
I know.
This is a phenomenal. Now, these are beautiful. It works out to just £4.33 per journal. And this particular one's huge, like it's A4 in size.
It is A4, and it's 3 layers as well. So you've got kind of like this shadow effect with this one. So, I mean, it's a journal, but actually you could make it, if you didn't want it as a journal, you could make it into a shadow box if you wanted
Nice,
to.
yeah.
All you've got to do is add a frame to it.
It's so
But
pretty.
it's really, really lovely.
So all of this is cut into the design. So it's not like you've got to glue this in place or anything like
The
that. It's all
decorations
there.
on the front, you'll see, I've got them over, I've got the kit over there and we'll go through it.
Okay.
But the in the garden is separate.
Yes,
So you're going to
if I
get
turn it
kind
that
of,
way, you can kind of see how it goes, yeah.
So you actually attach the in the garden, you're getting some embellishments, but basically you've got the 3 layers. So you've got all these leaves and things are pretty much in the first layer. Then you've got your second layer,
So
which
let me
is the
show you that
birds.
second layer, which is beautiful. Wow, over 10% of the stock has gone. We haven't even finished looking through the first item. Okay, and the beautiful bird.
It's gorgeous,
So
this.
pretty.
It really, really is nice. And then you've got your cover, obviously, that you can do whatever you want. So that's your back cover.
And then when it all closes together, there you go. How beautiful is that? That's just one of the projects that you've got in there. So I'm going to pop that one back over there and we'll show you the next one, which is your 8x8 size
It is,
one.
yeah. So this one I really love because I have a bit of a thing about, you know, I really do love anything that looks remotely distressed, remotely distressed and scruffy. So with this, I mean, it is a little bit covered, but it's all cut away. So you've got all this lovely sort of trellis work here that's all
Beautiful.
cut away. So it looks like it's
Very
all been
pretty.
distressed and
Love
kind
it.
of really old.
Okay.
And then you can just decorate. I mean,
Put
I love
whatever
how this
pages
has
in there
been
you
done in
like.
lilacs and
Yes,
it's really pretty.
yeah.
Completely different to how I would have done it. I would have done this like in really dark browns.
But you
and-
could give that to 100 different
yeah,
crafters
you
and you
can.
get different results.
Yeah, and if you got on the 1 o'clock show, if you got the Green Fingers chipboard, that's what's actually being
Love that.
this is decorated. So you can go online, I
Beautiful.
think, and get some of that if you want. But we've got another kit coming up that's going to be amazing to help decorate these as well.
So there's loads of different embellishments. We've got the little woodies on the show as well. You might want to add those in because they're fabulous little embellishments. But it doesn't stop with those two because you've actually got this third project in there as well. And this is fabulous.
yeah.
This is brilliant. We have got a brilliant stencil that will work with this, giving you that wood effect that I'll show you in just a few moments. But how incredible is that? Look at that. That is
Isn't
beautiful.
that fab? I love this one.
Love it. I want to live in a house like this.
I know, me too, me too. And I just love the way all the numbers are cut. I mean, they're not, you know, they don't symbolise anything. It's just literally a design that's cut away. And it's perfect if you're into sort of any kind of mixed media or you just want something really quirky. You know, and although we're calling these journals, they have the holes for you to secure them. But if you want to separate these out and use them for something else,
yeah.
you can do that really easily. Cover it with paper.
Well, that could
you know.
almost be like a sign, couldn't it? A house sign or something like that if you wanted to.
Yeah, I mean, you could just cover that up or whatever. New home,
Yeah.
whatever you want it to be.
Do make sure you're adding in the stencil that we've got for the wood effect, incidentally, as well.
And you get these toadstools with this one
do
as well.
you?
Yeah, so they're in
Cute.
like the little decoration kit. So you've got extra little bits and pieces you can
there's
decorate
loads
with.
in there.
Yeah, it's phenomenal value, this one.
Wow, I was meant to give you an update. A third of the stock has gone. So yeah, there you go.
And that's 12 inches high.
That's
this.
huge,
So
yeah,
great
yeah.
for your 12-inch papers. So what I would do is take the back cover, cut my papers to fit.
Yeah.
And then you know before you actually assemble it all, I would do that with each one
Yeah,
actually.
yeah.
Just
use
you
it like
use
a
your cover,
template.
yeah, as a
good
template.
idea. Wow, 40% of the stock has
Oh
gone
my
now.
goodness.
Oh, okay, right. We better get a move on. Better get a move on. Right, I'm going to pop that there. Hopefully that won't fall over if I leave it like so. Now the little set, the Woodies, is a set that I was mentioning to you, and this is brilliant because you are getting over 90 pieces in here. So I'm going to try and hold this so as nothing falls out.
Shall I go get my set?
Yeah, by all means,
Because
yeah,
then
you
we
can
can show
start
everyone
it.
what they do.
Okie dokie. So this is a fabulous set of embellishments. Now you've got a variety of chipboard and MDF embellishments in here, and there's all sorts of different elements, as you can see here, all ready to pop out, ready for you to add your paint, your papers, your colour, all within there, which is beautiful. You've got your tags in there, as you can see as well, which make those perfect bases for you to work in. Oh, we're getting so busy with this one. You're liking this idea. Different sizes of tags and embellishments and decorations, as you can see, with more of that chipboard. And you're actually going to get some MDF sheets in here with all sorts of different components, which is brilliant, except they're even prettier when they've got the decoration added. $7.99, that's all you're paying for this set. My goodness, that's
Do you know, I
phenomenal.
don't know if we can show it here.
Do you want
I
to do
need
it
to
on
go
the
over there,
overhead?
don't
Yeah,
I? Because
that
I've
you
got all
probably
the
have to-
bits out.
Yeah, if you go over on the overhead, we'll be able to see properly. Now,
Yeah, let me look.
this is flying out. Loads of you are going for this one. So $7.99. It's not limited to one per customer, which is probably just as well, because most of you are shopping for multiples. Details are on your screen, but I have to say, the way that you've decorated these, Nikki, they look absolutely beautiful. Already 10% of stock has gone, and I haven't even, 20% of the stock. Can you believe it? I need to talk a bit quicker. Yeah, there you go. The details are on your screen. Let's have a little look at what Nikki's got, though. So these are beautiful.
Okay, so first of all, you're going to get all of these chipboard tags. So these are a good size. So we did these purposely so that you can decorate them. So you've got those. You're going to get a sheet of chipboard. Okay, you'll hear me raving about chipboard. I absolutely love it. Now, all of these you're getting all of these cute little birds here on the
Nikki,
chipboard.
sorry to interrupt. Half the stock's
Oh my
gone.
goodness.
Right, carry
Okay.
on.
Right, okay. Also, you're getting all of these gorgeous MDF birds and these houses as well. So the whole point of this is
love
adorable. I literally, I can't say it's my favourite because I love everything on the show, but honestly, I have so much fun with these. So basically, I've got to show you the fundamental thing of this. So yeah, you've got the houses, but these layer. So look, you're going to get this piece here.
Okay.
Let me get a tag. Okay. So you've got this frame,
yeah.
and then the frame then layers onto the MDF as well.
Okay.
Now, in addition to that, that works the same way with the little birds. So you're going to get a chipboard bird, and then you're going to actually find, now they're all different, so some you'll have frames for, some you won't. So for instance, this frame is going to fit this chipboard.
Might you slide that up a bit? Oh, yes,
There you
I
go.
see, yes.
So
yeah.
that frame sits over here.
Okay.
Now that means that you can decorate these birds and then you have a 3D little birdie. So look,
Adorable.
this is a tag, and all I've done is I actually coloured the chipboard, and then I've layered it, and you get real dimension here. And then we've got little branches, all these little pieces, like his little tail, you're getting that all, so you can all swap them around, you can mix and match, you're gonna get all the tails, you've got little, it's very
Little
rustic.
clouds and things.
Really
Beautiful.
homemade, look at this. Look how adorable this is, look at this little
Oh,
home.
that's so sweet.
And then look, you've even got a little tree house, a little mini tree house.
Oh, God.
These are just adorable. Look at that.
Abby was loving this.
I know. So I just decorated this with paper. So literally, you can just take your little MDF house, put paper on it, find your frame, and actually put your frame on. So
That's beautiful.
this one has home on. Some, not all. They're all different. So you're going to get different ones. Some have home, some don't. You've got little doors. They're just gorgeous.
Oh, now. Oh, Nikki, I'm really sorry to interrupt.
Wow, I can't believe that. Thank you.
But the last of the stock, the last item has just popped into somebody's
Wow.
basket. So do make sure you're checking your basket out. We did kind of preempt this, and we had a little conversation with Nikki before we came to her. So we are going to be able to bring this to you with an extended delivery. It's not too long to wait. It's only the 6th of June, which you'll be here in a heartbeat, won't it? It won't be long before that's here. It's, the 1st is on Monday, isn't it? So it's not too long. And obviously, Nikki will try and get these out to you sooner if it's possible. But just to give you an indication, we're looking at the 6th of June, and you can continue to shop, but it's a different item number now. So if you're getting that kind of no longer in stock message, you've already found it. 10% of the extra stock has gone. Oh my goodness, we are so busy. Now don't forget to look at the other things that Nikki's brought to us as well. It's important that you check your basket out with those items that are going so quickly, but there's a lot that we haven't even shared with you yet. So do go and have a little route around for those on the website as well. So if you like your little houses and your little embellishments, you're going to love these next ones. These are your daisy dwellings, and these are fabulous because you're going to have so much fun with these. Now, Nikki has got them over by her. I've kind of got the kits, and the kits, they're lovely, but they don't look a lot when they're kind of just flat.
No,
you need to put that little bit of life into them.
So the ones in the ones in the centre
they're the ones on the top
Yeah,
stand,
so the ones on the top there.
Right.
So that's
with
your
the
daisy
gnomes.
dwellings.
Let's move over to the middle. Let's have a little look at these. So we've got these on our
so
top
much-
little stand
yeah.
here. Ah, there we go.
Oh, these are so adorable.
Cute.
So I had so much fun painting these. They're just absolutely so cute. Now, these are all engraved, so all you've got to do really is follow the engraving, and you can see where you've got to put them. We do kind of give you instructions, but really, there's not really, just use glue.
Just enjoy it,
PVA glue, and that's it. And they stand in these bases. You just literally insert them in. I would just glue them in place like I have done.
Yeah.
But, you can do whatever you want. And as always with our kits, I try to give you some extra bits. So, for instance, you've got the hello here.
Lovely.
Now, I've stuck that on just at the front because I didn't really know where I wanted to put it. But, you can do whatever you want. You don't even have to put that on there. You can use that for something else if you want to.
A journal or anything.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But these are, again, a mixture of paint, ink, acrylic marker, but whatever, I just can't, it depends what the colour is that I need.
Yes,
if I don't have that colour in a paint, I use a marker pen.
Yes,
Don't overthink it, it's just, MDF and chipboard is born to take colour.
Yeah.
They're both, at the end of the day, paper comes from wood.
Yes,
so it's highly absorbent. The only thing I would say is don't over wet it if you're painting.
Okay.
But I mean, I give this a wash when I'm doing the base. The only thing is that if you over wet it, it can warp.
Yeah.
So, if you...
Just be mindful of that.
Yeah, just be mindful. If you're going to store it anywhere, that, or have it anywhere that's a bit damp, say, for instance, we've got a conservatory and we always have the door open. So, like on a day like yesterday where it's been throwing down all day, it can be a bit, damp in there.
Got you.
So if you're going to do that, just cover it with a yacht varnish or a really good outdoor varnish and it'll just protect it for years and years. But, gift it. Sell it at your craft fairs if you want to. You can't sell the kits, but if you make it, you can sell it.
Perfect.
So, it's entirely up to you what you do with it.
Now, I can see the screen filling up with names. I was meant to give you a bit of an update, but I didn't like to interrupt. It's now limited stock, so apologies that I didn't give you an update as we were chatting through it. So please do keep checking your baskets out to make sure that you do get hold of that, because there's going to be a lot of disappointed people otherwise. So details are on your screen, so keep checking those baskets out. We're looking at some of you guys here that have it in your basket but have not confirmed your orders. So at the moment, you are making it very vulnerable for yourselves by not confirming those orders, because lots of other people are trying to get hold of it before you check your basket out. So just a word of warning. And while you're doing that, check out the gnomes that we've got as well, because I've got a feeling that you'll want to add these in as well. These are simply adorable.
They are, aren't they? They're so cute. Do you know, we kind of were at the beginning of the gnome trend.
Okay, yeah.
I feel like I was trying to work out the other day, and do you know when we first started making things with gnomes on?
Yeah.
2015.
Oh my goodness, so 10 years ago.
Yeah,
wow.
our first stamps in 2015 were with gnomes and everybody went crazy for it.
Yes,
it kind of really was right before they even became trendy. So we've not done them for a while, but they're still as popular as they ever have been.
Loves them, yeah.
And these are just adorable. So you're going to get these three.
They're different big sizes
they
as
are
well.
big, yeah. They're a good sort of, I don't know, I haven't measured them. I think they're about eight or 9 inches.
Well, that's an A4 sheet, isn't it?
Which is 12 inches,
so
actually.
which is 12 inches.
Yeah.
So, you're probably looking at probably about
this one's
10
a little
or 11,
bit, I think this is probably a 9 one. This is a little bit smaller. You're also going to get this little sign as well. We'll call them the bee gnomes because there is a bit of a bee theme going through, but they're for everything. And you can, you're getting the sign and all the little bits and pieces. You can decide with these ones where you're going to place things a
different
bit more.
components, yeah.
So you've got a little bit more creativity with these than with the houses, but really cute, really adorable. And you know,
flying out again.
oh, are they?
Everybody's loving everything that
Oh,
you bring
thank
into us,
you,
Nikki.
everyone.
So if you like the idea of getting hold of these, the details are on your screen. As I said, all the stock is vulnerable. It doesn't matter what we bring to you. It is flying out. Half the stock has gone of this one, so I'm able to give you a bit of an update. So nice and early on, do not miss out on any of these deals. Make sure you're checking your basket out as soon as those goodies get into your basket. Absolutely beautiful. So do make sure you're popping those into your basket as you go. We've got lots more to share with you, and then we are going to go for a little demo in a little while. But we've got some beautiful little picket fence houses. Nikki's got some of these over by her, but I've got one here too as well. Yeah, again, lots and lots of different components that come together beautifully.
They do. So basically, just to show you what you're actually going to get. So this is what you get in this kit. It's all going to come flat packed like this. All you literally need to do is just push it out. It all releases, got little tabs in there. It all just releases really easily.
Okey-doke.
If you find, you know, you might have, it's held in place with little tabs, so it's easier for us to ship. But all I do is I literally get my pokey tool and I stab them out if I find that they get a bit stuck. This is the perfect thing I find because it's quite strong, but it's not so strong that it breaks. Because there is still, until it's glued in place, it's kind of got a bit of a, it's not fragile, but you can, you know, you can bend it if you're, you know, a bit brutal with it. So you're going to get all the pieces, and then literally, this is the base here, and all you're going to do is you are going to just pop it together, so your back goes in there. You've got, this is so easy to do, this is lovely. Again, I'm not going to pop all the pieces out, but just to show you how easy it is to put in. So that's your front, then you've got your two sides, and literally, really, the only thing you kind of need to glue is just these four pieces together.
And I suppose the thing is that while you're deciding where everything goes, you don't put any glue on anything.
No, I don't, yeah, no, I kind of put it all together without gluing it. Decide, you know, like that I've got it, just work out how it's going to go together.
Yeah.
Just pull that out. So this all just slots in.
20% of the stock has gone of your fabulous little houses. So houses with your picket fence. Details on your screen. Do not miss out on these.
I think I've got that the wrong way around, I think. There is a right and a wrong way. Yeah, okay, that's it. So that just slots in like that. Now, the hardest thing is going to be choosing what colours to decorate all your flowers.
That's a fair point.
And then choosing where these go, because these literally will just slot into the base. So you've got a choice of where you want them all to go. So on mine, if I just move this out of the way, so here's one that I've not painted, but I've decorated. So as you can see, all of the flowers go in the slots, and they all should fit perfectly. Now, you do want to really, when you've decided where it's going, you do want to glue it in. Okay. And if you paint the flowers first, which you're going to have to with this, then basically you might need to just sand the bottom of the flower stalks to make them fit. Now, one thing I need to show you is these ones. So these particular flowers, I don't know if you can, everything's brown. Look, you see how that's really dimensional?
Yes.
So on this one, you actually get a bit of a funny stalk on this one, so you're going to go the opposite way. So normally, you know, you would kind of just have your flat stalk and it would come up. But to give you dimension, I've actually designed it so it goes the opposite way. So you just, there's a little hole under here, and it slots in, and then you glue this bit on, and it holds it all in place, look.
So it covers up that.
Yeah. Right. Now, these are 2mm, so they are a little bit more fragile than 3, so just when you're slotting them into the slots, try and hold them at the bottom.
Just support it.
And a little tip for you, when you come to decorate, and I found this out after I did mine, don't do the fence first. Okay. Put your flowers in, get them in place, glue them in, let them dry. So paint your flowers, put them in, glue them, let them dry. And then the last thing, put your fence in, because it's quite difficult to get into the centre of where and you want it to be really nice and full. So
and
like
you kind of go from the back to the front when you're filling up the garden?
Yeah, I would, yeah. So definitely go work from the back. But you can see here, you know, you can pretty much position these wherever you want. And look how dimensional it is.
Beautiful.
And you could do, you know, you can add other bits. We've got one here, I've got one here. And on this one, Maz has actually she's embellished it more. Now, you're not getting these, but she's actually put these little plastic foliage on the front just to finish it off. But she also, this is what I love about our stuff, is that it's flexible. So she hasn't put the eaves of the house on, and she hasn't popped out the little window. So you can do whatever you want with it. But I really like that with the little flowers on it.
You could even maybe make it so you put a potted plant in there, obviously within a container.
Oh, God. I never even thought about that. That's a great idea. And then you could stick the, if you varnished the bottoms of your flowers, if you, say for instance, halfway up, if you varnish that, and you had a little potted plant, you could stick them in the pot, couldn't you?
Cute. Nice idea.
You could do that. That's a really good idea.
I love it. Loads of you loving this. I mean, you're only looking at £11.99 and you're getting a lot within there. So do keep checking your baskets out with those. But the next one that we're looking at is your secret garden. Again, you found this one already. We haven't had a chance to show you this one, but you have been shopping for it. And it is a beautiful set as well. Again, you're only looking at £12.99 for this one, so definitely worth considering. So this one is, whereabouts is the secret garden that we've got?
You've got the kit over there, I think.
So have we got one made up of this
I've
one?
got it made up here.
Okay,
so I've only got one.
Fair enough. Well, let's show yours, because to be honest, I mean, I've got all the components, but it looks nicer when it's all been painted.
It does, yeah. So this is basically what you're going to get, all these beautiful pieces here. So again, it's quite big. This is what we call a shelf sitter. So it's basically a decoration. But having said that, the design team has split all theirs and they've made cards and done all sorts. So the first thing you're going to get is your base here. So I've just given that a wash of green ink.
Okay.
And then you get this big piece here. Now, this piece, this wooden kind, it's like a slice of wood. And the butterflies, these all are just going to build up. So you're going to add the layers. And then, just again, paint it first on this one. But what I've done is I've left the bottom bit here unpainted. Now, one thing I've got to say is, when you paint in MDF, if you are using paint, because this is precision cut, obviously, we cut everything so it fits perfectly. And that's in tiny, tiny measurements. So it might be, it's like 1/10 of a millimetre in, you know, in accuracy. So if you start adding paint or glue, and you've got any of that where it's supposed to slot, it might not fit. So you might find that you need to just sand it off when you've actually done that. Now, what's going to happen here is that actually slots into the back there, So you're going to glue that in place. So that then, if I just show you, that makes kind of like you're seeing. This wood slice sits in that corner. You'll find when you get the kit, you have a slice. You don't have to put it there, but there's actually space for it, and it's specifically designed that way. This is all built in, so you don't have to do anything. All you've got to do is decorate that. Now, the thing that you then do, you're going to get 2 sets of gates. So let me grab a sheet of paper so you can see what I'm doing. So you're going to get, this is 4 pieces. So you've got this side, you've got this side, 2 gates here, in fact 5 pieces. And then you've got a gate that sits at the back, which is solid. Now, originally, when I glued this together, I wasn't going to put the back on. And I actually had my little gate open. This is why it's called Secret Garden, because it's got a little gate. Those of you that are my age and watched Secret Garden when we were kids.
Fabulous,
So let me, obviously I haven't glued this, so let me just see if I can put this in. This all, again, slots into the front. Now, because I've got to show you, mine doesn't quite fit properly, and it's because last minute I decided to put this on, and actually I should have done it differently. I've glued it, you can see it's actually, my gates here are too far apart. but I'd already glued the gate to this, and then I didn't realise. And I walked away and let it dry, and now I can't get it off.
Okay.
So mine actually doesn't fit on the front. It's a little bit long, but yours fits, okay? Just do it properly if that's the way you want to do it. So that's what you then end up with.
Look at that, building up those perspectives.
And then what you get is a little wishing well. So this is just the cutest thing. So this is how I did my wishing well. And again, you've got all these layers, all this dimension. I don't know if you can see that, but you've got the roof here, which is a separate layer. The actual well piece, you've got a little bucket. The hello, I've stuck that on. You get that as separate letters.
Okay.
So you can do what you want with it. And a little dragonfly. And you've got lots of butterflies and dragonflies. And then all you're going to do is you're going to slot that in where you want it to be. So on the base, whoops, as you can see, you've got lots of different slots. So different slots slot different pieces. So the wishing well is designed to slot in there, okay? And it will sit in there. Then you've also got extra pieces. So we've got flowers in here that will slot in as well. I'm going to just slot these in quickly.
Can they go in multiple places? So
yeah, they will. Yeah, you can choose. And then we've got toadstools, and these have a little stand. So your toadstools will sit wherever you want to. And I did that on purpose because I want you, if I turn it round to the front so you can actually see it properly, I want you to be able to put things where you want them, not where we dictate it. Because you might have something else that you want to put in there as well.
Fair point,
You know, so, that way, there you go. Beautiful. So, you know, and you can still glue these down even though they're on a little stand. They don't have to be loose. But you can do whatever you want. You might have other pieces. You know, you might have another kit, one of the journal kits. Some of those bits might
left
fit.
over from a previous kit,
Exactly. So it all just slots in like that. As you can see, I haven't even glued that in, but you do need to make it stand up. But like I said, the design team actually didn't even use the base. They've made cards with everything.
Well, I've got some of the components here that they've used.
Yeah,
that have
they've been really
left
creative
over,
with it. Yeah.
There's loads, because so on one of these, somebody's taken kind of like a base and they've actually put the little, the gates on the base rather than actually on the secret garden itself.
Yeah, and then decorated it with die cuts. I mean, it's such a good idea. And what I love is you even get the little hinges.
Yes.
So it's so cute. There's so much detail in there.
The little bits and pieces that you get in there, the butterflies, might be utilising those in a different way as well, which is lovely. Maybe the wood slice isn't going to go on yours. It's going to go on and create like a little plaque, as you can see here. Use the toadstools, use the word spring, hello, and the little butterflies, as you can see there. And then maybe the wishing well, you're going to turn it into the opportunity to have a little wish. Love the way that a little bit of baker's twine has been used to wrap around there, like you would expect to find the little bucket, but loads of ways that you can craft with those. So it's entirely up to you. You're getting a lot within the bundle. You'll have some bits that you'll maybe use in your secret garden, some bits that you might not, but all of it very, very usable in lots and lots of different ways. Now, earlier on, I was tempting you with a little stencil. We didn't go back to the details, but I'm going to give you the details now for some of the additional things that Nikki's brought to us. This is so affordable and such a useful stencil to have. So what you've got here, I'm going to step away from it so you can see it a little bit closer. You've got a wood grain effect. Obviously it's square, but you can have it portrait, you can have it landscape, you can rotate it, you can flip it over. Very, very good for kind of adding that wood texture, like we saw with the journal earlier on.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, so you can, you know, it's just one of those things, isn't it, that you're just going to use it for so many different things. I love how that has actually been done in kind of like a clear.
Yes.
So, you know, and also that's the other thing is like if you could use these on paper, it's not just for MDF. Yes, you know, add texture to all your projects, whether it's a card. You know, today we were doing the gardening collection earlier on, which was really popular. You know, I would definitely go for this stencil to go along with that as well.
And you don't have to use it in its entirety, just a little bit dabbed here and there.
Yeah,
it really does make the difference, doesn't it? Beautiful. Very affordable at £5.25. I mean, it's a really good size, as you can see there. Very durable. So if you like the idea of getting hold of that one, then by all means, please do so. Details are on your screen. I've got another stencil to share with you, which is kind of similar but different. So with this one, it's to create almost like a wall effect with this one, so or a path. It could be if you wanted to. Maybe you can have a little path going up to your secret garden instead. So yeah, portrait or landscape, doesn't matter. But you've got a lovely effect with that. that literally like a grey cobbled dry stone wall.
Yeah, it's
isn't
not
it?
really a brick, is it? It is more
No.
like a stone. And like you say, really, really versatile. You know, we launched that on the last show, I think, in April. I have not stopped using it. The amount of times we've all used it.
Yeah, I bet.
And I can see it on all the samples today on everything.
Yeah.
You know, because it's just one of those and it's a bit different than a brick. A brick is very solid and kind of geometric, whereas this is, you know, just great for, like you say, just add a little tiny bit and just add that little bit of detail.
There you go. What a lovely idea. And there you go. You can see it being used.
There you go, yeah.
Exactly there with a little bit of paint going through it, I think. But it could be your texture mediums. It could be gel medium. It could be all sorts going through there. But very effective and incredibly affordable at $4.99. But we have got a beautiful die set to share with you, and this is going to give you the ability to create the most incredible shutter window. I'm going to bring this board in just to show you. This is beautiful. I love this idea.
Isn't that stunning? So this is a great die set. It's quite a big die, but I love that we've given you all the extra accessories as well, so you can decorate it as well. And, you know, obviously there we've done it in, you know, quite a sort of distressed, grungy way for a canvas, but it just makes great cards as well. And there, you know, again, the stone stencil.
Yes,
again,
yeah, of
you
course,
can see we're just
yeah.
going mad about it. Lots of different ways to use it as well. You know, you can just do whatever you want. You can make pretty cards with it. You know, clean and simple. It's entirely up to you how you use it. Really versatile.
Work again coming through there. In fact, loads of these finished samples have got it on. I suppose the nature of the window would be in a brick wall. So that makes sense. And at $4.99, why not? Now, $15.99 is going to get you your die set. Don't forget, you're going to get lots of components in there, not just the shutter window, and beautiful for you to actually create, whether it's a card that you're making or whether you're using them in an MDF project, then do take advantage of that one. One little die set has popped off there, so I'll pop that back in place. We show you little flowers. So there you go. All of that coming to you for just $15.99. Very affordable set. Now, Nikki's also bought lots and lots of other things that are going to be useful in your craft room as well. And this is for getting yourselves organised, for keeping all your tools in the right place, things like your inks and your brushes as well. And you've got one of those over there.
We have, yeah. So we've got different sort of sets, and we've brought these back. We had these on last time. They were so popular, I think, because it just solves a problem for every crafter that uses an ink pad.
Like having an extra pair of hands.
These are actually mine. I have to take these off my desk because that's literally how useful they are. So basically, what you're getting is these are made out of MDF. So you're going to get a little kit. Let me just grab. I think you've got all my kits over there.
I was going to say I've got quite a few of the kits here. I think I've got the doubles and the
yeah. So basically, you're going. If I show you the singles first of all.
Okay.
So basically, you're going to. This is coming in two pieces. Let me show you. On this one, I've actually lost my back. Okay, so excuse me, I've lost part of it. So here you are going to get this MDF piece, and then it's got a base that fits it exactly. Now, you can colour this. So again, you can colour it how you want. This is my favourite ink pad, Picked Raspberry. So this is my Picked Raspberry piece, if you like. And then what you do, all you do is you actually glue the base to the top like that.
Yeah.
And what this does is it enables you, there's a square one, which was designed specifically for your distress oxides, but if you've got any kind of square ink pad that is this size, which is a pretty common size, it's going to fit. Now, you've got two holes here. That's to fit your brush in.
Clever.
Okay? You've got a little hole, a little circle here, and that's to fit your detail brushes in, okay?
Brilliant.
Which is really, really popular. And here you've got a slot, and that solves the biggest problem I have on my desk is that I do this, okay? This is what I do. So I get my ink pad. In fact, look, I'll do it with this one. I get my ink pad like this. I get this. I lift that up, and look, it's got ink all over the rim and the lid. And that goes on my work. And these were born because a few weeks back, I actually had spent an hour and a half doing something, and I ruined it with the lid of an ink pad because my desk was in such a mess. This slot here is going to sit your lid inside it like that. So the whole thing is like a little holder station for your ink pad.
Make sure you put the right lid then on the ink pad as well.
Exactly.
We've all done that,
yeah, exactly. I've done that before, especially with things like, you know, like your vintage photo and your walnut stain. And there's a massive difference in colour between those two. I've done it so many times. So that's the single.
Single details are up on your screen, so if you're wanting to go for that single little holder, obviously it comes to you in 2 parts. You add your decoration. Maybe you're going to use the same colours as your ink pad, so you've got a quick reference with those, but $4.99 for those 2 parts. Glue them together, and there you go. Job's a good one. But then you've also got your multi-set as well. So is this a double one that you've got over there?
This is the triple, for the square.
Okay.
So again, I was kind of like thinking, as soon as I made it, I was like, this is just like, this is great, but I want one for lots. But I don't want to overcrowd my space. So basically I made a triple because I kind of figure a lot of us don't have a massive craft space.
Okay.
But if you're working in a small A4 space, you can still have your triple on your desk.
Okay.
And you can multi-stack it. So for instance, what I didn't realise until I kind of was working with it is that actually I can put more than one ink pad on if I wanted to.
So you could have like greens and yellows.
Yeah, so that's what I do. I have like 2 or 3 greens there and I do it this way. But yeah, this is a triple, so that's for the squares. We also have a double, which is for the rectangle pads. Now, I don't have that.
I was going to say that one I've got here. Sorry, I was holding up the white one when I was telling you the details about the single. So if you did spy, if you were eagle-eyed, I didn't even notice myself, so you probably didn't notice. But that was the single, which has got the square aperture in it. But this one is your double. Or you've got the
No, that's your single rectangle.
Single, but it's a rectangle. Okay.
Yeah, and then there's a double that's for the rectangle.
Right.
And it's just because it's slightly longer. I didn't want it to be too big for everyone's desk because I'm mindful that we don't all have a massive desk space.
Fair point, yeah.
So the rectangle one will fit as many ink pads as I actually have in my stash, which is quite a lot.
Oh, wow.
So whether it's like your VersaFine, all your Versa one, basically it'll fit, I think, nearly all your Sucanico pads. So your VersaFine, your VersaClares.
All the rectangle.
All the rectangle brilliants, it'll fit as well. It'll fit most of Lisa's ink pads in there as well. It'll fit your VersaMark in there. And as many others as I could test. Obviously, I didn't own every single ink pad that's written. But, you know, pretty much all the ink pads that you've got at home are going to be covered. And also, if you're using the little
like the
Versa little ink ones, the little square ones, you can actually stack them in there as well. So, you know, it's usable for everything, really. And it's just going to help you be a bit cleaner, a bit tidier. If you're like me, I end up with all of my, like literally, I end up like this. And then I've got bits of paper over the top and things are going on the ink pads. And just by moving it out of my way, and then when I've finished, I just push it back like that, and it just sits there. It's there all the time.
Love it.
Loads of my brushes.
Loads of different options. We've gone through all of those. So obviously, if you're wanting the rectangle one, that's on your screen. If you're wanting the squares or the triples or the doubles, they're all there on the website, so you can go and shop for those. We have got probably about 15 minutes or so left, so we're going to go to a demo in just a few moments. But before we do that, jump onto the website, and that's where you can find all the different bits and pieces. And that's the beauty. You can watch us live. You don't have to miss a thing, but you will be able to shop for things. Sometimes things are released before we even get to them, so that's always a good opportunity to get ahead of the game. And you can see there we've got lots and lots of you shopping for these. Some of those items you'll notice now we have activated those extended delivery items. That's because the first release has sold out. But I will also warn you as well that some of those items where we have got the extended delivery, they've been popular. That one that you're looking at the moment, 60% of the stock has gone. And don't forget, we've got the QR code on your screen taking you to the Polka Doodles brand section. So there's lots of other goodies that we haven't got loaded on the show, but you can still add those into your basket now or at any time you like just by visiting. And of course, the QR code will take you straight there. But you can search for the brand section anytime you like. It's just a bit of a shortcut today. So what's the plan with your demo, Nikki?
I don't know. What shall we do? Shall we do a gnome?
Yeah, let's do a little gnome.
Let's do some gnomes. Okay. So these are just So adorable.
And everything pops out so beautifully.
It does, yeah.
Fall out. It's just you have to help it.
Yeah, you do, because you don't want everything arriving in a big mess when it arrives.
True, yeah.
And
Like
like
a
I
bag of
say,
bits.
yeah, we do give you instructions as well. So, you know, because you kind of, there's a sheet that shows you what you're actually getting in the kit, so you can easily identify. So look, they just literally pop out like this.
Lovely. Just to give you a time check, Nick, we've got about 11 minutes or so left.
Well, I might not get around to decorating, but we can
That's okay.
certainly try and assemble it.
We can talk about it.
So, I'm just going to get my pieces for this one. So you're getting, I mean, you get a lot in this kit. You're getting like 6, there's basically 2 sheets for each gnome. So I think this is that one for there, I think. Yeah. Okay. So really easy to follow. And on the instructions, there is a picture on there. So you've got something to follow. We don't just leave you to it. So again, what I would do is actually sort of place things and try and work out where things go. So for instance, we've got engraving on here, so you can just follow it. And you've got little bits that are cut out. That's because something else slots in there. So for instance, you need to just sort of see where that slots.
Yes, yeah.
So you're getting lots of dimension here. Yeah. So you've got a little B at the back, but to then create the dimension, and then, if you wanted to, you can add another flower over the top.
Nice, yeah.
So it's not all, it kind of is done for you, but you've still got some creativity in it as well.
It's nice because even the tiniest areas, you're popping something in there.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
The space, you'll add something in.
Yeah, and you can kind of see where you've got, you know, kind of things that you can add. You'll have lots of flowers left over here. Like, for instance, here we've got a bee.
But extra flowers are always useful,
Yeah,
aren't they?
absolutely. So I think that goes there.
Nice.
Okay. This
And
is like the rim of his hat.
Do you do things like social media lives and classes and things like that?
Do you know, I have a live at Sunday at 12 o'clock every week.
Okay, and how
Well,
do you
pretty much
find
every
that?
week. That, if you go to the Polka Doodles Crafting page on Facebook,
Yeah.
or on YouTube, because we go onto Instagram, YouTube and Facebook, or on my profile, which is Nikki Hall, which is KKY. You'll find us on all of those. We've also got a Facebook group, which is Craft Stamp Colour with Polka Doodles, and you'll be able to find us in there as well.
Perfect.
But they're all sort of scheduled pretty much, apart from this week where I forgot that I'd scheduled it and I didn't actually do it. So everyone missed me. So sorry, everyone, if you were there and I wasn't. It was really bad. I didn't turn up to my own live. That, you know. So look, all your little bees are just going to layer, and again, you've got extras of these. So, you know, you can put things wherever you want them to be.
The artwork is so amazing.
It's just, you know, there's not every kit we do is my design, but this one is. So these gnomes I couldn't do gnomes and not design them myself. So these are, and look, if you wanted to, you could add more dimension to these. You know, you can build these up. So it's entirely up to you. And then you just literally take the stand and you pop it in. So one thing, just to show you kind of how easy these are to actually decorate, I actually have here, let me just see, what shall we do? I've got some markers here. So
I love the fact that you were saying that you just choose a colour and then it's whatever medium you've got that's in that colour. So if you need a yellow, it might be an ink pad, it might be a pen, it might be an acrylic
absolutely.
paint.
So this is an actual acrylic marker. Now these, well,
it's not often you can go direct onto the MDF and get that kind of brightness of colour.
Yeah, I mean, it will soak in.
Yes.
So it's a lot brighter when you apply it than it becomes. But, you know, you can. I want people to know how easy it is to use, because I think some people are kind of a bit intimidated.
Yeah.
You know, because you're kind of like, well, what do I do with it? Well, you know, it's up to you. So, you know, look, we could let's do his hat. What colour should we do his hat? It's got to be blue, hasn't it?
Absolutely, let's go down the blue route.
And then you've got all the centres of the flowers as well. So you don't have to, what you need to remember is, and look, this is what I do a lot. So where I've got a big area, like this,
yeah.
I mean, you don't get much easier, do you?
It doesn't matter that it's gone on the bumblebee or anything like that, because you're going to cover it
Yeah,
with
exactly.
the piece. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, doesn't matter, you know, it can't be any easier than that, really. And then just, you know, get your little brush and do your flower, your leaves.
Lovely.
Okay, and then like you say, we're going to actually cover these up.
So would you, I mean, you obviously audition the pieces, you put them in place before you start, but then would you add your ink and then glue them in place after?
Yeah, I would, yeah. So I tend to
glue them, then paint them.
Well, I mean, it's your own personal preference, really, isn't it?
Okay,
but
yeah.
you don't always need to ink everything. So, for instance, there, we had that flower. Where is it there? Where did it go? There we go. So that's it there. Now, these are going to get one of the, or there's going to be a, like, for instance, here, the bee is going to get, we've got another bee to go over it.
Okay.
So we're not going to even do that. So I've got another marker here. Whoops.
And are these paint pens or?
These are just paint pens, just cheap paint pens, nothing flash.
Oh, right.
And I'm just, I mean, I've got a white ink pad. I was going to use that, but I don't know what I've done with it. But a white ink pad works just as well. And I know Lisa's ink pad it is. So.
Really bright white, isn't it? Yes,
Yeah,
that one,
so look, I'm just doing the wings there. And then I would put that there. And literally get my, so look, you can just, you know, rub it onto your ink pad. Look, it's done.
Oh, wow.
And then all I would do is just get a marker, a black marker. I don't know if I've got one. Here we go. You know, it could be
then just
an alcohol. Yeah, this is just a black marker, look.
Oh, so don't make life difficult for yourself.
No, absolutely
It's the
not.
easiest route, yeah.
Yeah, not, absolutely not. You could put little eyes on these if you want to. They haven't got eyes.
Idea. Oh, Nikki, we learned so much in that little segment that we've just shared with you. And a lot of what you've just shared with us there, we were able to use with the chipboard and the MDF embellishments in the Woodies set as well.
Yeah,
You've got chipboard
absolutely.
in there, haven't you?
Yeah, so everything will work together, and that's kind of why we brought the Woodies, so that everything kind of can mix and match. You can use the Woodies in your journals. You've got embellishments that you can still add on here, like the little birds. You could add that to your gnome.
Well, this is it. Now I'm going to show everybody what they're getting in that Woodies set. Do you want to bring your boards back in so you can show everybody just before we say goodbye? So you've got loads and loads of different elements in here. Now some of them are laser cut from your chipboard. So your chipboard elements here, as you can see, similar sort of idea. You can paint them, you can add colour, you can pop them out. Whichever way you're wanting to craft with those, you have got those in there. You've also got your tag bases. So again, those are going to be beautiful for you to create your little scenes from. You're just going to pop those out very, very easily, as you can see there as well. These ones are slightly smaller tags, and you've got your decorative elements there, as you can see. And then you are going to get a couple of boards of your MDF pieces as well, all featuring in here. And some of those elements layer up. So where you see some of the birds, some of the outlines that you've got, you can actually use with the chipboard elements.
Yeah, you can.
Let's bring
So
in
they
yours.
kind of all mix and match and
These are
layer.
gorgeous.
Yeah, they're so cute, all the little houses. This is kind of my bag, this.
Yeah,
I love this
you could
kind
lose
of...
hours doing
Yeah,
this,
I
couldn't
kind of
you?
love this sort of stuff. You know, and they're just adorable. Like, layer your little, you know, colour your little birds again.
Nice.
That
Whatever
one
colour
hasn't got a
decor,
frame,
yeah.
but, you know, it could do. Does it? Some of them fit.
And also as
they're
well,
like left and rights.
If you're into your resin as well, you can
yeah.
actually use these and fill them with
Yeah,
resin, can't you?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Or, you know, like your glossy accents,
Yes, that's
just
another
fill
way of
them
doing
with
it,
that
yeah.
as well. So
Yeah.
they just make, basically, it's kind of an embellishment kit. You're
Yeah.
making your own embellishments, which is so nice. And just this little bird, just on a tag, that was so simple
Don't
to
need
make.
a lot, do you? Just a couple of little
You know,
bits.
just a little sentiment on there.
And
you're good
you've
to
got
go.
over 90 components in there, haven't you? Was it 90, 91,
Yeah,
something
90.
like that? Yeah, it is 90, isn't it? So
Yeah,
you've got
it's
a
a lot.
lot with it in there. So there's loads and loads of ways that you can craft with those, and you're only paying $7.99 for them. Now, the stock that we've got, that is now limited in stock. I will let you know though, if you do shop for these and you do find that they're out of stock, do have a little rummage around, because we may well have the extended delivery stock available that you can shop for. It'll be a different item number, just allowing a little bit of extra time for Nikki to actually get those to you, but she will try and get them to you before the 6th of June, but it's just giving you kind of a worst case scenario as to when they're going to be dispatched.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, most of them are sitting there waiting, but, you know, if we're...
It's been very busy.
It has been very busy,
Yeah, you've got a lot of dispatches.
It's such a cute kit, and if you are going for the journals, or even if you're not, it's just a great kit on its own. To be honest, you're going to
Proper
find
little
so many.
stash
This
builder.
has, this is going to last you a really long time. It's
Absolutely,
not
yeah.
something you're going to make a couple of cards out.
Yeah.
You just need one bird on each card or two.
Absolutely.
It could be a wedding
And
card.
you can add them to other elements like you're talking about, the planners, the journals, all of these are going to need embellishment, and you could add them to your cards as well, because they don't add an
Yeah,
awful lot of weight, do
exactly.
they? And don't forget, do go back and watch the show earlier on, because you were on with Nigel, weren't
I
you?
was
a
at
bit
1 o'clock,
earlier?
the 1 o'clock show, which was really busy. So, yeah.
There's loads of ideas
Yeah.
on that show as well. If you do want to go back and watch any of our shows, just remember you can watch on the website for up to 7 days. So from 7 days today, today's show will be available on our website. But if you go beyond that, then you can find the show on YouTube, where you'll find Nikki herself as well, with your brand. Do we know when you're back again on our screens?
I think it's we've got something special in June, haven't we? Well, no, haven't we here?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, it begins with the word C.
Right, I've got a feeling I know
back.
what it is.
I don't know the exact date that we're back, but we're here then.
Giving ourselves probably just over 6 months preparation time,
Yes.
I think. Well, Nikki, it's been a pleasure. Really
Thank
enjoyed
you.
working
Thank you,
with you
everyone.
again.
It's been
and
lovely.
loads of you guys have been shopping.